This is just We the People News. This video is arm length, okay? I do not have first-hand knowledge of this. I have not read this. So I'm just going to stand and learn what they're saying and may proceed forward and get first-hand knowledge by looking up this law. All right? But as of right now, I'm just standing on arm length from it, okay? It's just a learning video, y'all. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to give legal advice, okay? It's just my opinion only, okay? So do not take it as legal of anything because I'm not an attorney. Never look straight forward. Always look around. You'll be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Remember, people, person is a corporation or a man and woman entered a contract, in short. Okay, it's a little more technical than that, but a person and man and woman has two different entities. Person has privileges, men and women have rights. And when you waive your men and women and become a person, then you can only receive privileges.
Of 1995. Okay, look it up, pull it up so you can read it. Let me read a little bit of this. Great information, man. Great information. This act may be cited as the Change of Name Act of 1995. It says, in this act, application means an application for a change of name required pursuant to Section 5. It says change means with respects to a person's name, a change by the way of alteration, substitution, addition, or abandonment, right? So, man, look, when I read this, it kind of blew my mind because the reason why you got to do a name change is because when you was born, they changed your name.
We're going to pause right there, right? They tell you right there. Abandonment. Okay, even Arizona Supreme Court's told these parents that you are just guardians. You're custodial, all right? They are our children, and you are just a caregiver of these children for the state's behalf. I know, it's ridiculous, but we tacitly agreed to their terms of words and definition. And how do we do that? Listen.
So in order... Man, these people cold with it. I gotta give them their prize, boy. They some cold jokers, boy, but they can't box with God, though, right? Now check it out. It says a child means a person under the age of 18 years of age who has never been married and who has never cohabited in a spouse relationship.
There you go. Okay. Now remember, y'all, quit using child. Use offsprings. Okay? Because according to their meanings and definitions of words and all that kind of stuff, right? They just plain out told you what child is. Meaning a person under 18. Well, person is a corporation, a dead entity, or in contract. So what they're saying is that you gave up your offspring by tacit agreeing, by the way, and put them into as a person. The things the government does to us, people. This is the reason why you hear a lot of times when I say people, men and women, right? I'm stay away from person. Get away from person. Oh, he's my person. No, he's your fucking man. Sorry. I'm getting fired up. Sorry. Words have meanings and they can be for you or against you. And in this case, it is 100% against you. Okay? You have no ownership of such person. You registered your offspring to become a child for the state benefit, not for yours. Okay? Now this can't be real. Man, I don't know. How do they control us so easily now, y'all?
Director means the Register of Vital Statistics.
The Register of Vital Statistics. Register. All right, look up that word, y'all. Don't hear it by me. You look it up. Okay? Registered. All right, you registered your offspring. You registered to get permission by the great almighty state to become married to the one you love. You waived your right to get a privilege to marry someone, another man or woman. All right? You decided registered and get permission from the gods of the state of Texas for me, right? I don't need to ask permission to marry my wife. Are we fucking nuts? Sorry, excuse me. All right, let's go. I'm fired up.
Given name means a name other than a surname. Legal custodian means a child's legal decision maker. As the
Legal decision maker. Custodian. Okay? Now, we're going to go with these trickery words again, right? I have sons and daughters. All right? I am their counsel. I counsel them through life. All right? I help them navigate to be an honorable man and women in their later years. Right? But I'm counseling them through their life. What is wrong and what is right. All right? What they are doing right here is saying that you're a legal decision maker. Really? So, I legally can bust my kid's butt. I don't know, y'all. It's just words. You gotta think about it, right? So we need to learn in trickery of words that they're using against us. All right, custodian. Okay, look on if you're divorced and all that, custodian. Okay, how can you be a custodian if the state is a custodian? How do they have power of attorney over your offsprings? Where did they get that authority? Well, I'm going to take them to court. Oh, didn't you sign a contract with him or her? Man or woman? Just saying.
Find in the Children's Law Act. I didn't even know it was a such thing called the Children's Law Act. But now I know I need to look that up too because I want to know what's in that act. So the Children's Law Act of 2020.
And since there is more divorces and CPS cases out there, it may not hurt to look this up. And what we got to do is quit tacitly agreeing to their terms, y'all. And look up the other videos. You know, there's 12 presumptions and assumptions that the courts do. We got to rebut it. Okay? We got to rebut it. So if you look up the acts and then 12 presumptions and assumptions that the courts are doing against us, you can use that and rebuttal them. So look it up.
Does not include the following: the members of executive council, to whom or for the time being.
Who's executive counsel over your offspring? Sit and think about it, y'all. Who gave them this authority to have authority over your offspring? You did. By a tacit agreement and staying in silence of acquiescence.
The administration of the child and families.
And call them your child. Or kids. Kids is a fucking goat. Quit calling them kids. They're your offspring. Go by their names. They got a name for a reason. Kids know how to speak better than adults. Just saying. For instance, bypass you, right? Diesel, you must pay $200. Well, no, the correct language is Diesel must pay $200. But kids call themselves a third person, but really what they are doing is defining themselves, making themselves stand out, making you realize they are talking about themselves directly. But why do they keep calling themselves a third person? They're not. They're actually speaking correctly. You are not speaking correctly. Just saying.
Service Act is assigned. It says an agency within the meaning of the Adoption Act of 1998. Then it says name means a person's given name or surname or both. So whenever you're dealing with a name.
We're going again, right? Trickery words. Name means a person giving name. No. Name means a man and woman's giving name. Trickery words, right? They're adding in this person to convince you are a person. He's a good person. No, he's a good man. She's a good person. No, she's a good woman. Oh, you have such good children. No, I have good offsprings. I've been their counsel. I'm teaching them the ways of the world and to be honorable and stand as a man or woman to their lives and stay in honor. Not to be a person for privileges, but to be a man and woman that has rights.
According to the names, the change name or the change of name act, it says that a name only consists of a surname and given name. So all this middle name stuff and stuff that the state is doing with this deceptive practices that they doing, all that stuff is fraud. All that stuff is void because a name is a surname and given name. It says prescribed means prescribed in the regulations. Spouse means the legally married spouse of a person or persons whom that spouse or that person is cohabiting as spouse. It says,
remember, person, right, means a legal married spouse of a person, spouse of a person. Wait a minute. No, I married a woman, y'all. I didn't marry a person. Person is not man or woman. No, I married a woman. Okay? Recognize person. Person has no gender. Person of child, right? They're not, have no gender, right? We're going with some of these things that have been going on in the courts of boys and girls switching names, right? Boys saying I'm a girl and all that kind of stuff. Well, it's because they don't. They're standing on the person, which cannot have a gender, because the parents are not teaching them whether they're men or women, or young men or young women. We're teaching them they are persons, which does not have genders. And think about this. And the courts know what a person is, right? So the only legally way they can do anything that you tacitly agree that they're a person, and since they're not have no sex, then the boy can call themselves a girl and the girl can call themselves a boy. Okay? Legally speaking, y'all. Because They are a person. It's up to you whether you decide this is right or wrong. I'm just throwing it out there, okay?
Surname includes the family name. All right. So the surname it includes your family name. For the purposes of this act, a name is to be written entirely in characters of Roman alphabets.
Why in Roman alphabets? And yet, we're not really doing it. So we're breaking the law. Wink, wink, wink. And so are they. Wink, wink, wink.
It says,
all right. So this is just my opinions and a learning video. You take it as you wish. I don't want this to go overboard. But I just wanted to converse with y'all and let you know how this trickery of words are throwing us into conflict with one another. And this is one of the simple ways of showing how there has been so much conflict out there. Okay? Diesel Weed People News. Bye, y'all.